Greetings, fanboys and fangirls, and welcome back to another episode of Running Down Mid as we continue to drive through the playoffs. Man, great weekend for esports all the way around. Great weekend for North American LCS, and I rarely ever say this, but EU actually had some really good matches too. So we had some good matches all the way around.
Let's talk about EU for a little bit. Fnatic,
dude. So Reckless, I don't care how you cut it, man. That dude's good. And he's played champs that we don't see in the pro scene. It was impressive.
I had to literally stop what I was doing and pick up those matches because my friend tweeted me and was like, dude, are you watching EU right now? This stuff is crazy. Yeah. Fnatic was not the one to win. No one called that. No one went into that game and was like, yeah, Fnatic's got this. I'm pretty sure the pool was like 20%.
Yeah, so if we want to talk about people who said no one's going to win, might as well slide on into FlyQuest because everybody picked them to lose. We picked them to lose, and lose they did not do.
No, not at all.
So High was like, hey, I got this trump card. I'm going to tap my reverse sweep magic card, and boom, a la C9.
You have to give it to them. I mean, they should have expected the reverse sweep.
So cool, calm, and collective. These guys were like 2 games down, and it was so funny because they even talked to Elimination. They were like, "Hey, you guys are two games down," and he's like, "Yeah, who cares? Now it's just the best of 3." And it's like, who says that? It's not a best of 3, guy. It's a best of 5, and you losing one more, and you're done. And he's like, "No, it's a best of 3 now. Now we're playing. Like now it matters." Those were warm up matches.
If any players had more experience with the reverse sweep, it would be those two.
Well, and all tech. So yeah, so they're used to it. But good lord, like
I have to say the first 2 games looked really good, and I want to pick out Acel, of course, who on Acel. Raid boss.
So right Aurelian Soul was dynamite. Who played a good 5 games all the way around, and so did Aframu. Aframu was stuck with Nami the whole time, which I thought was weird because there were options for him to pick up like a Lulu or another pocket pick like a
but
Thresh.
I saw his statistics on Bubble, and he was hitting like 67%.
No, he was, but it's just there were certain fights where they were not following. Like he would bubble a Rengar, and then they wouldn't attack the Rengar. They would go for something else, and it's like, man, if you're gonna land those bubbles and your team's not gonna follow up on it, then what are you gonna do?
There was a few fights where he did nail the bubble on Rengar, and they all committed to that, except for Darshan. It seemed like Darshan kept putting him in a position where it was 1v5ing, and it was him in his Hextech ultimatum, and it just did not work out for him at all.
So when he played Mundo, a patch ago, or 2 patches ago, but a patch ago in the pro scene, I told everybody, hey, Mundo is going to be an excellent pick. Like, people should start picking up Mundo. I even played Mundo in a few ranked matches and was like, man, Mundo's viable. And everybody's making fun of me. He plays Mundo. He built him almost the exact same way, and that fool did not die. Like, Mundo carried hardcore because it's like, man, we can't gank his lane. We can't do anything else.
I can't remember how many times I've been on the receiving end of a Mundo that's just unkillable.
And he was landing the skill shots, which was just great. I mean, slow him down. He always has his fire on. He had a Spirit Visage, a Nami heals. Like, he never died. He never took damage. And I don't know if you guys haven't played Mundo before, any of his abilities that he uses takes away from his health. But if he's constantly regenerating that health, he's not ever dying. He's like the Wolverine of League of Legends characters, and he doesn't die. He regens way too fast, and it was ridiculous.
Those 2 picks carried those first 2 wins easily for them.
Oh, easily. And so you're thinking, hey, they're going to stick with their patent-pended CLG style of fighting, and they let Rengar go through the cracks. They were like, who cares? Moon didn't do awesome last year, and his team got slaughtered. They got crapped on hardcore. So we're just going to... This guy's a rookie. He's 19. We're just going to really put it to him. And they let him have Rengar. And the Rengar stats with Moon versus CLG is he's undefeated. Well, guess what? He is still undefeated when playing against CLG with Rengar. He even says, hey, whenever his team lets me get Rengar, that's pretty much free low for me. And it was.
And then to let Talon get through on Game 5, after what you saw him do in the earlier games, I don't know if I want High playing on Talon after.
Well, see, that's the problem. High has a lot of champions and a huge champion pool that he can pick out of. So it's really rough to limit what he can do. But High loves those more mobile champs, those quirky, anything that he can roam lane to lane on. He loves those champs more, and that Talon was dangerous. But it was weird because CLG played that last match, Game 5, like they were FlyQuest. It was like a gentleman's agreement. Like they shook hands and said, "Oh, okay, you're gonna pick your 5 pocket picks. We'll pick our favorite 5 pocket picks and go pocket pick versus pocket pick," and it didn't work. I mean, a Callista Nami bot for Stixxay and Afromu, like Callista, good pick. Callista ult with a Nami, you're never gonna throw Nami into a fight. What's she gonna do?
And I think they only committed with Nami in like really bad situations. It was never under their pretense. Like they never initiated the fight with the Nami. They never used the Nami in a fight that they positioned. It always was in reaction to either being dived under tower
and it was very
or being caught in the jungle.
It was very reactionary, but still, match 5, CLG was winning most of the match. It really came down to the last 2 team fights. The team fight at Baron, when they could have just went to Baron, and they were setting up for Baron, and they were like, hey, we're going to force fight at Baron. Instead, Darshan's like, hey, I see Karma out, I see Elimination out, I'm going to get him. He jumps over the wall on their red buff, and who's waiting in the bushes but all the rest of FlyQuest.
Not only that, but there was no way for his teammates to follow up for him.
Their ADC and support were already in the Baron pit going, all right, guys, we're ready for, we're fighting. Well, great. And so they're last to the party. They get obliterated. Hui has to waste his ult just to get away because he's like, Darshan, I'll jump in with you. Oh, nope, I'm going to rewind that time because this is a big mistake. And it was a bad team fight all the way around.
And then who didn't have his ultimate when he needed it inside the Baron?
Hui, because he had to follow Darshan. And I've been there before. We've all been there before where we follow our teammates into a bad team fight and then are like, this is a bad idea as soon as we do it. And it was rough.
It's that call that you make. You sit there and you know that it's going to be a bad move and you know it's a bad call, but you have to follow it up because if you can't capitalize and turn it, then you're giving up the Baron.
Yeah,
I mean that's the fallback.
So they gave up the Baron. They could have given up the Baron and still lived and maybe contested that Elder Drake a little bit better. But they give up the Baron, and then the next thing you know, everybody pops back up. It's not so late that the death timers are crazy long, so everybody pops back up. FlyQuest goes back and they reset. They come down to Elder Drake. CLG come down to Elder Drake, but they don't have any wards set up because they were setting up for that Baron.
And then it becomes a 3v5 because you have 3 people commit over a wall and the other team can't get in there and help them.
And again, Darshan goes over the wall one more time, well before his team, who he follows suit, well before his team. Both blow their ultimates and are stuck in a pit with no escape and rough stuff. And that basically they threw the game away. They threw a game away playing against FlyQuest in a FlyQuest style match, and with FlyQuest already having no pressure on them anymore and full momentum swinging in their way, we're easily able to capitalize it. I am glad though after the match they did their interviews like they do. They talked to Moon, they talked to High, and High's like, man, in playoffs I have lost to Bjerg 3 times in a row. I pray we don't do it a 4th. I'm glad that he didn't have a big head. Now, Moon's young, and Moon wants to back his team up, and he's like, hey, no, High's the best mid laner in NA. High said that Bjerg is the best mid laner in NA. Everybody knows the Bjerger King is the best mid laner in NA. I'm really interested on how it's going to go down because we know that TSM's probably going to give that first game up. If giving that first game up gives FlyQuest an opening to drag it out, like...
Yeah, but even if they've had that extra week of preparation, though. I mean, you know that TSM isn't sitting around.
Oh, no, they're not.
Getting rusty.
And Hanser is no Darshan, so we know it's going to be a tougher matchup all the way around because you have the number 1 or number 2 guy in every lane except for bot. Like, they have the best everything, pretty much, except for their bot lane.
FlyQuest has a lot of experience on it. I'm not going to discount that.
No.
They have great synergy. They've got great shot calling. But when you look at TSM, who has even more experience on their bench...
Oh, yeah.
With more championships under their belt and more final plays, you're going to see that translate into better play
Yeah,
because it's not going to be Evelyn picks.
Yeah,
in the
so
jungle,
I definitely guarantee you don't give Hanser a Camille. We're not going to go, yeah, we'll give him the Camille and see what he can do with that. Like, no. I mean, if anybody that you dedicate all of your bands to, holy cow, like, dedicate all of
Hanser the
your
monster,
bands. Yeah,
you got to get rid of those tanks.
Get rid of Shen, Nautilus, Camille. Like, don't let him pick. Let him be like an Olaf or something top.
Renekton.
A Rumble. Even give him a Renekton. You have a better chance at winning if he's not Snowball, super stout, crazy tank, unkillable. Now, who knows? He might like look at that Mundo play and be like, you know what? I've been practicing Mundo all week and bring that. Yeah, like, but they're gonna have a tough time. If FlyQuest, I feel like if FlyQuest has any way of winning, they're going to have to capitalize like they did against CLG and really put their pressure in the bot lane. They're going to have to capitalize off the bot lane because Turtle's not going to carry them. He is no double lift. And I think that's TSM. If TSM has a weak link, it's got to be their bot lane. And Turtle's not crappy. Like, Turtle's not like the worst ADC. I give him a lot of crap because I'm not a TSM fan. I'm a C9 fanboy. But Turtle is still good, but he is the weakest one on their team. I think that's where you can put some chinks in their armor. You know that Biofrost loves to roam, and he gets caught out so often roaming and warding that if they're prepared for it, all their bot lane has to do is, hey, we don't have eyes on Biofrost. Then you know he's on your bottom side jungle doing something. He's in the river doing something. You can catch him out and really capitalize that way to get their early lead.
It's still a long shot, though. I don't favor them to beat them. And if you look at their match history between the two, it's definitely not a positive thing.
So I don't favor them to win. I really think TSM's going to go hardcore towards the finals.
And Reggie called their strategy. I mean, if you give up first game, you can't
reverse sweep. So yeah, you can't can't reverse sweep if you cough up that game one. No, that's true. And I really don't. I mean, how many finals has it been in a row now that the finals has gone through TSM? They've either won it or given up, what, six finals in a row? It's 3 seasons. The last 3 seasons of splits. So spring, summer, spring, summer, spring, summer. Like, I think it's the last 6.
All championships have been won through TSM.
Through either against TSM or TSM has won them. Yeah, so, I mean, if there's anything, that you can say happens in North American LCS, it's you're playing TSM in the finals. So, I mean, I really don't see... And now, FlyQuest may do it. Like, they may do it. If TSM gives up that first match, FlyQuest can catch them with some janky picks and put the pressure on them game 5. Maybe because TSM hasn't been drawn out to a game 5 in a very long time. Maybe. But it's all about maybe.
It's all about how they pressure in picks and bans, and that's where Parth is definitely going to shine.
And yeah, we know that if anything that FlyQuest is weak at, it is their picks and bans because TSM's been caught down once or twice with their pants down around their ankles on these crazy picks. Rengar via Inori last year, like that happens, but that happens one match. They'll give you that one match. They're not going to give you any more. They're not going to give you any freebies. So if they give you a freebie, it's that game 1, and then that's it.
That's going to lead us into Phoenix, though, pulling off the 3-0.
Phoenix 1 looked tough.
Phoenix 1, we knew they were going to be good going into it. We knew that they had the better matchup going into it versus Dig.
We did.
I did not see a 3-0 coming in.
I did not. And we also
a 3-1, yes. A 3-2, yes. 3-0, I don't think I would have called that.
I actually thought it was going to be a 3-1. I figured that they would put Inori in. Inori would cough up a loss. They would bench him and give him good reason to bench him, and then it would be Meteos through. We did not see Meteos, and Inori put on a show, and Inori played champs that he doesn't normally play. Like, I've never once seen Inori play ever. Ivern, yeah. Like, that was a weird Ivern pick.
The first game Ivern picked.
And he was really good at it. Like,
I don't think Dig saw that coming either.
No, I don't think they did either. I think they were like, oh, he's going to play Kha'Zix or Rengar or some other, carry jungle, and then we're going to stomp him. This is what we're prepared for. And he's like, no, I'm just going to straight up Scottie Pippen this whole game. Just assist like crazy. Here you go, team. Get your kills. Here you go, team.
Yeah, the shields, the stunning for initiation.
The grass around
just using
dragons.
Daisy to keep them off their toes, and then those bushes on the epic monsters like Baron and Dragon.
So well played.
it definitely made the game so much more difficult for
because
Dig.
you have no vision. It doesn't matter if you have a ward there, you have no vision.
Dig had early game on them on a few of those games where it definitely was Dig not being able to snowball in a lane that they had the advantage in and just outplaying them on the map with the Nori.
Yeah, so you throw a Hex Tech Gunblade mid lane, which apparently now is the new
mid
board
lane item
for mid lane. And I mean, they had some really good plays, and they really swept it up strong. I'm curious. I'm really curious this time around to see what's going to happen when they play C9. Like, Nori played really strong. Do you now bench him and put Meteos, who knows how to play against C9, or do you go with Nori? Like, I'm surprised that they didn't play the hot hand in Meteos in the playoffs. So there must be a reason why they're committing to Nori. Like, there has to be a commitment
that Nori coming back has proved that he's ready to play more team-centric champions instead of the showboating, I have to pat my stats, hyper carries that you've seen him on. And him on Graves, even the amount of pressure that he was able to apply with him, like
his lane rotations were insane. He was everywhere. There wasn't a time where he wasn't somewhere where he needed to be. Like, there was no, oh man, I really wish Nori was here to help counter gank. Like, no, he was there. He pushing towers.
And their advantage they had, like, Dig had early game in so many of those matches that it really just came down to the fact that Nori was stealing objectives off the map.
Crazy.
Towers, just that amount of global gold from the towers what swayed so many of those matches.
There was a match where Dig didn't get one blue buff. He stole every blue buff. How annoying
on the
is
game
that?
one, yeah, when he's playing Ivern, I
buff.
think mid lane grabbed blue buff the whole game. I don't think there was a moment
that they didn't have it, and it was ridiculous. and he played really well. And I know that puts a wrench in the plans. If you're trying to strategize against playing against a team, you strategize against playing their 5 guys. If C9 was preparing to go against Meteos, now they have to prepare to go against Nori, and now they have to prepare for both of them. And now Nori's showing champs that he hasn't played all split. Like, you've never seen him on an Ivern or anything, and now all of a sudden you're like, well, damn, man, now I gotta prep everything. I gotta prep everything.
But it's definitely gonna make for a great semifinals.
I do not feel like it is going to be a weak semi. I think it's going to be really interesting. I still have fanboyness aside. I still have C9 winning because Reaper is a great coach, wonderful coach. They are super strong in their lanes, and I think they have it.
I don't think it's going to be as clear cut as you think it is.
I don't think it's going to be clear. I don't think it's going to be clear cut at all. But I honestly think in a game, and if a stretch to 5, if it's stretching to 5, C9 knows how to play the long con, and they still have other wrenches that they can throw out there with Ray and Impact.
If it's so close, I would say it's 3-5 or 3-2 with C9.
I also say it's 3-2.
I'm only saying that. And it really could be just whichever way the wind's blowing because it's so close to call it. I could see P1 winning just as easy as I could see C9.
I think C9 has the stronger. I think they have the stronger lanes. If you have to spend more time as a jungler focusing on a mid lane or more time as a jungler focusing on top lane, that gives the other team's enemy team jungler a chance to, counter gank or put a pressure where you're not or steal your jungle. And Contracts isn't no slouch. He is a rookie and this is going to be his first playoffs ever, but having that comfort of having good strong laners.
Yeah, but he sat behind Meteos for half the split too.
Yeah, so.
I mean, just like Nori is now getting that second half of the split.
Oh yeah,
with Meteos, he had that first half of the split with Meteos, and they have more experience as a team behind Contracts than you do with P1 because P1 had so many more imports brought in.
Yeah.
Not to discount those imports have really shined in the
second
second half
they've done great. I mean, even adding Stunt onto the team, Stunt's doing phenomenal.
Yep, and Arrow and Stunt have just been a combination of scariness down the bottom lane.
They've been really good. They've been really good. I'm not discrediting this. I say that TSM has a easier time winning their match against FlyQuest than C9 does against P1. But C9 just played them at the end of the split. beat them very easily, swept them up even, and I don't feel like they're worried or shaking in their boots. The key for C9 is to not overlook P1 and start looking towards the finals. They need to focus on this weekend right now, and they need to focus on getting the win this time around. So as long as they're focused, and I'm sure that they are, because they have a great coach. They have one of the best coaches in NA, if not the best coach. So, I mean, I don't think that we have to worry about C9 that much. I still feel like it's going to come down to TSM C9 as the
final.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Well, that's going to be it for this week. Let us know what you think is going to happen in the semifinals. Who do you think is going to come out ahead? TSM, C9, P1, FlyQuest? I honestly think that the TSM is going to pull it off, and it's going to be them in the finals.
I can definitely guarantee you that TSM is going to lose that first match. That's my solid lock-it-in prediction. TSM will go down match 1.
Well, and I also want to thank all the new subscribers we picked up last week.
Oh, yeah, thank you guys.
And like, share, comment. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you predict is going to happen in the semifinals.
Yeah, just remember, when they take a week off, we don't. We're always here. So we'll catch you guys next week on the Rift. And
good game.
Good game, man. Well played.